Hello, everybody. It is December 31st here on Thursday, and we're just going to discuss a quick technical analysis with Ethereum. We're getting to a very critical point now, especially after passing through these significant resistances that we had before at the 640 and the 679.80, maybe somewhere around there. But most significantly, if we look back here, we've been in this sort of wedge that's been squeezed at the apex right here. I have Brendan here with me. Sorry, I didn't introduce you yet.
It's okay, man. I'll forgive you.
It's
But
all good.
yes,
It's
we're
all
looking
good.
very interesting right now.
Yeah, so that's what we were discussing before. If we're looking here on the bottom, we're definitely seeing those the price action getting that support at this support line, and resistance for the longest time was along this line. And recently we broke out of this. So I think the main point here we're trying to make is: are we gonna have a continued retracement that we're already seeing happen at the moment? What do you think?
Well, we're looking macro bullish. Like if we look at our indicators, we're getting decreasing volume. Is that a
Right.
bearish crossover already on the daily or no?
On the
On
MACD.
the no, sorry, RSI with the stochastic.
RSI is in the oversold region. We haven't seen anything yet. It's just going down a bit. That's all.
Yeah, so with the stochastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, our stochastic has had a bearish crossover, and if we do look at the MACD there, we are ticking down on the histogram. So we're definitely starting to see signs on the daily of a retracement here, which we're already seeing in price action. But if we look here at the 4 hour, I think we'll see a bit more here of what we're talking
I
about.
agree. I think on the 4 hour here, we're seeing this right now. So it looks like Ethereum likes to show these wedges a lot, and the price action likes to follow those wedges a lot. So now even with this here, I know you would argue that this could be a ascending triangle, so something like this, and someone could also argue that could be a wedge also, which is similar to what we had before. But yeah, I think we're reaching a point here, but we're showing signs here on the 4 hour that we are losing strength. We're trying to find support at the 21 EMA right now, which we did in this candle, but we're gonna see if this is actually going to hold for the moment. We're For the most part, if we check the volume is also still probably the lowest we had here. I mean, on the 4 hour, we have an hour and 39 minutes left. Volume is still extremely low. We've been seeing it for the couple of days that came below. If we're looking at our stochastic RSI and the RSI, the RSI itself is showing those lower highs as we move forward. While the price was going up, RSI is showing us lower highs, which is a sign of a bearish trend coming up. But also on the stochastic here, I think you agree that since we tried to go all the way to the bottom, we are supposed to shoot back up here, but we were having trouble, especially at this area here. And again, we tried again, and that didn't work. So it's giving me a bearish sentiment here.
Yeah, and if we look at the MACD there, do we have a bearish crossover? I bet we did. If we zoom out.
Not yet,
No,
no.
no,
No,
on
it's
the
still all the way in the bottom.
on our moving averages there. If we zoom up. If we take a look at the MACD moving averages.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's still, so it has to
Right,
come
yeah.
all the way down
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So we did have a bearish crossover. So like that does make sense. And another thing to point out, if we look at the price action, look at the volume, like it this is very significant, guys. The price, like the volume is at such a low point here, and we could be in an apex if we consider this to be an ascending triangle or a wedge or whatever. Either way, we're near an apex, near resistance at 760. So
Right,
if we get a spike of volume, either buy or sell, that'll be very telling to kind of
right.
understand whether we're going to break down soon here, have a correction, maybe retest the breakout at 680, or if we were to see a continuation of an uptrend. And also, just I think it's worthwhile to mention, let's take a look here at Bitcoin dominance just for a moment, because Bitcoin dominance is relevant. Bitcoin dominance being the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrencies. So as Bitcoin dominance rises, that typically takes out money from the altcoins. If Bitcoin dominance decides to cool off, the altcoins and Ethereum are likely to benefit. Like if we look here, is this the daily?
This is the daily.
Can we zoom out a bit more? Because yeah, let's take a look at the weekly or something. Like zoom out as much as you can,
Right.
because I just want to get the point out that yes, right here is that the low 70s typically acts as resistance in terms of Bitcoin dominance. So we're just above 70 right now. We could go up a little bit more, but we can see here even back from 2018 how like the low 70s, 70 to 73 typically acts as resistance. So if indeed we do get rejected off the low 70s and Bitcoin dominance goes back down to the 60s, cools off, whatever, that will help the altcoins pump.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think right now, even if we try to look at the 1 hour just to get a more of a specific idea of what's going on, in terms of our EMAs, we're struggling right now to find support at the 55 here, and now we're finding the resistance at 21 EMA. But even if it falls down, it could fall down back towards the 720 region. But we're finding that support here already. If we go down here, the volume's still the same thing, obviously, but the MACD's close, almost trying to have a crossover soon, a bullish crossover. So we could probably on the hourly chart here have another leg up, maybe somewhere towards to the upside here, or maybe try to struggle with this resistance line over here. But I think it makes sense for this to actually have a bit of a retracement sometime soon, even if it does go up. And specifically right here, we're having already one, two, three lower highs on the RSI, which is actually indicating that even on the hourly we're still bearish in terms of the RSI. So I think we might have a leg up or something, but it's giving some bearish signs for sure now.
Yeah, so we could definitely see correction. Now, I think it'll also be interesting to look at the Bitcoin Ethereum pair, or the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, sorry. And so we are kind of falling right now, but
Right.
whenever we find support on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, whenever we do decide to make a leg up, I think that will really help Ethereum explode, because we've really been going down as of late, and if we can zoom out a bit more, like even go to the weekly or just zoom out as much as we can see how where we're at right now is kind of significant support. Like the 2.5 area for the Ethereum Bitcoin pair is pretty significant support.
Right.
So if we can continue to find support throughout these regions, Ethereum, in the near future, Ethereum could really start to break out if we find support here and start to make movements upward. Given that we're at a relative low point in terms of the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, Ethereum could really start to break out if we find support and start to move up on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So definitely right now we're at a very critical point. We need to see how this plays out. A retracement on Ethereum right now on the hourly, 4 hour, and the daily showing is that we need to have a sort of retracement come in, maybe back down to the initial here, maybe 690 or 695, just to retest this. If I go here to the daily quick, I know you guys don't like us moving the chart too much, but we try. Specifically at this resistance line, we just broke above it. It only makes sense to come back down to retest and goes up. The indicators are showing that might not happen. It could just keep shooting up, but I think that's healthy to come back somewhere on the 720 or something like that, just to actually test this, and then shoot right back up if Bitcoin Ethereum pair starts to actually find that support at the 25, as Brendan was mentioning. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if you have anything else to say, but I'm good here.
Yeah, well, just to maybe summarize a bit here, in the short term, it makes sense to have a correction here. Long term, I think Ethereum is very bullish. If we can just, as the last thing, I think this will be very interesting. If we can go back to the Ethereum Bitcoin pair and then maybe go to the daily or weekly and just zoom in as much as we can, I just wanted to mention that in the last bull run, Ethereum reached between 10 and 12% of Bitcoin's price. And so this is very interesting because to try to gauge what Ethereum could potentially do this bull run, if we take a look at the last bull run and see that Ethereum reached, let's say 10% of Bitcoin's price, if it does that this time, it'll be, I think this will be an interesting indicator to try and gauge what Ethereum could go to. So what I'm trying to say is if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, for example, could Ethereum go to 10,000? That makes sense according to this chart. So that's just something to keep an eye out for. I think going forward, I think it makes sense that Ethereum could reach 10% of Bitcoin's price wherever it happens to peak out. So that's just something I'm keeping in mind moving forward here. I don't know if you kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
I guess.
no, it would obviously. We'll just take all of those into account to see how this plays out within the next couple of days. So make sure you stay tuned. Join our Discord. We have all these information and signals just put out there before it goes to YouTube. So just have a lot of benefit to that, just getting the news firsthand. So if you like the content, please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.
Take care. Peace.